Hi there and welcome to another episode of Vlog by Caressa. I've recorded this video 2 times already, but it was not concise because I rambled. Okay, first of all, I just really wanted to say hi Josh. So yeah, hi. It's really cool to be meeting you what is slightly more in person. I'm not text on the bottom of white screen, so that's cool. I am a living, breathing person. Now you know. Cool. Sorry I came out as not a robot. Oh crap. Refilming never quite works out as well as original filming just because I'm so much more flustered, and also the lights have been on for a really long time and it's very hot. So this week is a total shocker because I have somehow come to land on television. I'm going to talk about television, and I am bad at television. Very, very bad. The internet is a truly great place, and I do try to keep up with 2 or 3 shows at a time. In general, my way of watching television is sitting down, watching 2 or 3 episodes at a time, walking away for a month and a half, and then remembering that I'm supposed to be watching a show, and then finding out that somehow I'm 18 episodes behind. Like, they didn't even produce 18 episodes in that time. I just failed to acknowledge that there was like an entire new season. You can understand why I'm usually like really behind. So right now I'm keeping up with 3 shows, and those would be Glee, New Girl, and How I Met Your Mother. Can I just say, with the exception of How I Met Your Mother, I am so disappointed in these shows. Ooh, I really gotta go to the bathroom. Okay, I'll be back. But I am so disappointed in New Girl. A lot of people didn't like the show to begin with. I acknowledge that. I think it's okay. It's not something that I'm a huge fan of all of the time, but usually it's alright. And what is up with this new season? None of the characters are acting in character whatsoever. How I Met Your Mother is a big exception. I do really like How I Met Your Mother. The totally great thing about this is that Ted tells his stories exactly the way that I tell stories in real life. When I had my first day of kindergarten, I came home and I was super excited. I was the oldest one, so I went to kindergarten first, and my mom said, "Hey, how was your first day at kindergarten?" And I spent the entire night constantly telling her the story of my first day. And then the second night, and I didn't finish, but I stopped there. I think I made it in those 2 days to lunchtime. It took longer to tell the story than it actually took for it to happen. And I'm still kind of like that today, even though I have gotten much more selective with what I tell in my stories. But the whole concept of 9 seasons of How I Met Your Mother is exactly the way that I would tell the story. Exactly that way. Now, I do not like Glee. I very much dislike Glee. Very, very much dislike Glee. It was still very touching, especially because, as my own griever, I have a good cry the first time around, and then most of the time I just am fine. I work fine, until I am able to not be fine, and then I just lose it. There were a couple characters in there who were definitely portraying that emotion, so that was kind of rough. One of the most important losses that I've suffered personally is someone who was basically my church grandma. Her name was Miss Alice James Moore. I called her Alice James because I was very close to her, but everyone else knew her as Miss Charlie Moore. James is a really, really important name to me because of that. Regardless, that episode really brought me back to that. It was very moving in that aspect and powerful. Anyway, that's sort of my television talk, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!